Welcome to another episode of the Rank 'Em Podcast. We thank you for making us a part of your day, however it is, wherever it is you are doing so. I'm Garrett Seawright. You can find me on Twitter at Garrett Seawright. Joined as always with Don Garwood. You can find Don on Twitter
at Donnie_G.
Don is obsessed with trying to speak as if he is Morgan Freeman.
Morgan at Morgan Freeman _G on Twitter.
What does the G stand for? Like you almost kind of do like a deep Aubrey Hepburn almost. It's just weird. It's weird on.
What does the G stand for? For Grandpa.
Grandpa Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman A through F were all taken.
That makes a lot of sense. So you've got eyes and have the ability to read the English language, I assume. So you can tell what this podcast is about. But for those who don't have eyes or the ability to read the English language, Don, what are we ranking today?
We are ranking not Morgan Freeman voices.
That is correct.
Or impressions, which honestly, let's add them to the list. Add impressions to the top 5 list. No, we are ranking. How are we going to, like, the movies that we've watched the most? Movies we've watched a bunch.
Except without the question mark.
Well, I was trying to remember how, we randomly have this problem where we can't describe what we're ranking.
Right.
But the people watching this can see the title.
Right. I was going to say, we haven't decided what episode 70, whatever is, and then what goes after the hyphen. I'm not certain what that is, but
episode 71, movies we've seen a bunch, movies that we have watched many times,
frequently. Right. Like
it'll probably be movies we've seen a bunch.
Right. That's what I'm leaning towards.
Most watched movies. That's crisper.
Yeah, but I like movies we've seen a bunch. It fits us better. We're a little rough around the edges. I don't know if you've noticed.
We need something that's like we ain't. Which I think we have one of those, but it's like, we ain't. Like
movies we ain't like. It's coming up.
Exactly.
Oh, boy. That'll get us the sponsors that aren't abortion pills.
But that'll give us the anti-abortion sponsors, I think.
What are the anti-abortion sponsors? Like, hey, come inside your wife? What is what is that? Who is spending advertising dollars on that?
Might be me if I ever have money to waste.
you win the lottery and you're just going to start sponsoring podcasts. Like, this message is brought to you by Don Garwood. Don Garwood says, come inside your wife. All right, back to the show. Like, what is that about?
I don't know, but he gave us 25 cents per
impression. It worked. All right. So.
Oh, my. That might be the hardest I've ever genuinely laughed on this.
It's so preposterous. What are anti-abortion sponsors doing?
So here's the thing. Some people want to know how our conversations go before we start recording.
A lot like this.
Roughly exactly like that.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so off to a smashing success here at the start. Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first on this episode of Movies We Ain't Seen Only Once.
It's a great title. That's going to pass a lot of English tests. My number 5 for Movies We Ain't Seen Once. That doesn't flow out the mouth very well. My number 5, I have Super Troopers. Spectacular,
that's a good one.
Spectacular, quotable movie. I assume, like everyone, a couple times a year or so, you sit there on the couch and think, like, would anybody notice if I just went to the garage and hung myself? And to avoid those days, you just pop on Super Troopers and things get better.
So you're just like an internet outage away. A couple. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm probably that.
We
I got
we get,
3-day internet outage away from never being seen from again.
yeah, like was it the 2005 ice storm? The ice storm of 2005. If that were to happen in 2022, it's over. It's done.
Wasn't there a tornado went through in like 2013 or 14? We didn't have power for like some places didn't have power for like 2 weeks where we live.
Something like that. Yeah, it's pretty.
It was like 80% of homes lost power in Ohio.
Yeah, that was a time that I don't want to relive. So, yeah.
I think I just spoke it into existence.
Attaboy. Great. Perfect. But Super Troopers, it's I don't know how much material Broken Lizard really had. But
for the movie.
but they used it and it was good before or after the movie. I mean, I don't. Club Dread is okay.
I really like Club Dread. Dukes of Hazzard is kind of Broken Lizard, but it's not.
Yeah.
Beer Fest is phenomenal.
Beer Fest is okay. None of it's as good as Super Troopers, or Super Troopers 2 is just okay.
Super Trooper 2 is just okay.
But Super Troopers is very rewatchable, and it still holds up after, what has it been, 18 years, 20 years?
Ooh, when did...
Is it 2000?
Let me check for you. That sounds right. Maybe a little earlier. Maybe 03. 01.
Jesus, that doesn't feel good to hear in the ears. That does not
20.
feel good.
It went a legal drink. It came out a legal drinking age ago.
I don't like that.
Legal tobacco age in Ohio.
True.
But it came out 21 years ago.
Do you have any idea how frequently I quote Super Troopers, like just around the house? Like
a lot.
Randomly, I just will say to my
I
wife,
do as
like,
well.
Ursula, I love you, Ursula.
Come in, Ursula.
Ursula, I'm naked.
It's almost every time I hear somebody order a large Coke or something like that. I don't want a large Farva. I want a goddamn liter of Coke.
I want a liter of cola. Yeah, no, that's... I had this discussion, sidebar real quick. I had this discussion with my brother the other day of like, I physically can't stop myself that anytime somebody says like they're ordering, like food at a Mexican restaurant or something, and when they say I don't want, I can't hold in from saying the James Vanderbeek line from Varsity Blues.
Your life.
I don't want your life. Like I can't do it. Like if you were like I don't want, I would your life.
See, mine is usually a large Farva.
I don't want a large.
It's usually what I don't want a large Farva. What a goddamn liter of cola. No, it's
you try to hold it in, but you can't.
It's phenomenal.
Great movie.
It really is.
I watch it all. I watch it at least once a year.
I went
candy bars.
You boys like Mexico?
Exactly.
So I went a lot younger on mine.
I told you it was the kids with the wrenches.
Oh, yeah, the kids with the wrenches.
I can't tell you how many times a year I will say, oh, give me the goddamn soap.
If somebody's watching this and they haven't seen, they are going to be lost.
Big facts, but I need them to watch.
They're just shouting sentences at me and then laughing.
If you of the viewing recommendations that we've ever given on this show, you need to watch Super Troopers.
If you haven't seen Super Troopers, skip everything else we've told you to watch and go watch it.
Yeah. Skip.
Other than Son-in-Law.
Honey, I Blew Up the Kids.
Maybe watch Son-in-Law and then watch Super Troopers. If nothing other than Son-in-Law's 8 years older. Came first.
Yeah, that's true. So I got Super Troopers number 5.
So I went older on mine. And by older, I mean longer ago. Not as in I was older.
Mm-hmm.
This one, and I did have some help from family members. I shot out a text message. I was like, hey, what are TV shows or what are movies that we watched a bunch of kids? And I got a bunch of, let me see when I sent the first message. At 8:22, 56 minutes ago, I sent, what movies did we watch a bunch as kids? And it's the most active my family's group chat has ever been.
How long did it take somebody to get to Grease 2?
Nobody said it yet, but I thought about bringing it up about 5 minutes in.
Wow.
They weren't Grease 2 people as much as I was.
See, I thought your sisters were Grease 2.
They were the original. So Stephanie is Grease 2, but I'm surprised that the first Grease hasn't come up, but my brother and mom are in it too. So you get stuff like, what was the one? Big Business. It's like, I don't know what that is. It's made in 1988.
Never seen that movie in my life. We watched it a lot as kids.
So there's a big discrepancy between what I watched as a kid and what my brother watched as a kid.
Gotcha.
But that is Procrastination. This one, it's a little cartoon from 1994, not 44. Starring a young Macaulay Culkin in an animated form, and that is The Page Master.
I can say with absolute certainty I've never heard of that movie in my life.
Okay, so I loved The Page Master when I was a kid. Most of these are on here from my childhood. Not all of them.
I got a lot from,
Like, I have one movie from the 2000s, I think, on here.
Oh. I have one. Shit. I have one as well.
So, The Page Master is supposed to be on my honorable mention. RIP.
We get an F in the chat for The Page Master.
So The Page Master is an honorable mention. It's a cartoon with Macaulay Culkin
and Patrick Stewart and Whoopi Goldberg and Leonard.
Yeah, it's got a decent cast.
Christopher.
But he essentially he's running away from bullies, becomes like an animated little boy, and then like all these books, he goes on adventures inside these books. So it's like he becomes Arthur from The Sword and the Stone, and then like he jumps across to another book and is like trying to fight Moby Dick and is running from pirates, and then he gets the courage that he needs to confront his bully by the end of the book because he's gone through all these stories about courage and braveness and stuff.
Really sounds like
listen, I watched
courage and stuff.
I watched the trailer. I would not watch that movie today. Like, it would just ruin my childhood. I couldn't watch that movie today if I wanted to. Right. But it's one of my most watched movies. In the honorable mention, number 5, Son-in-Law. We probably don't need to cover Son-in-Law.
I mean, if you want, Son-in-Law is my number 4, so we can
perfect.
Just knock out 2 at 1 right here.
So Son-in-Law is the best Pauly Shore movie. We literally talked about this, I think, last episode. I think maybe two ago.
I think we talked about it in 20% of our episodes.
You can't talk about it enough.
It's so good. It's so good.
When he walks up to the when they're walking to the store and he looks at those old guys and he just goes, "Inbreeders." I had no idea what that meant as a kid. Right. And then you get older but I would say it.
Right. But my God.
Then you get older and you're like, oh shit.
Right. That makes a lot of sense now. And that's fucking hilarious.
Oh. I just want you to know that after you left, I popped your daughter's trunk. Didn't know what that meant as a kid. Figured that out too. This movie came out in 1993. I'm sitting here as a 7-year-old in 96 watching it on VHS with my family.
Not sure
saying
why,
these things.
Right, not sure why they're laughing, but damn it, I'm going to repeat it.
That's right. Got a laugh out of Pauly Shore. You can get a laugh out of me. Now, when Pauly Shore said it, it got a laugh. That's what I was trying to say. But
I bet
he takes that fucking combine out through the field and just spells Grawl perfectly.
It's undoubtedly the best Pauly Shore movie, and it's a 5.8 on IMDb.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh, that doesn't feel good to see, but it doesn't matter. It's spectacular.
Critics don't know what they're talking about. Kids these days don't know what they're talking about. I want to see when the last review of this was. User reviews. Like, have there been any user reviews in the last review date? January 31st, 2022. 10 out of 10.
I was going to say, it better been a 10 out of 10.
February of 21 was the one before that, and it was an 8 out of 10. 10 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 5 out of 10. It's getting better. Its IMDb score is probably no, there's some 4s and 6s.
Yeah.
People with poor taste. But I love Son-in-Law. Watched it a bunch as a kid. Probably explains a lot about me as an adult.
I love it, the end where the grandpa is like, it really tweaks my melon to see a buff bro like Grawl here. Get
wheezed on by a dirty scumbag like you.
Oh my god!
Majored in karate for 2 semesters.
When he goes to give the grandpa mouth to
mouth. That son of a bitch tried to kiss me. I wasn't trying to kiss you. It was mouth to mouth. I was in pre-med for 3 semesters.
Oh my gosh! Walter calls him crotch for half the movie. Oh, it's so great. I wish they would do a remake where he's the dad and he ended up, like Pauly Shore ended up being the super farmer, and then it happens to him. Here comes
what would he be very against? Just like a super
I think
goth kid?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't know, you get a James Franco in there.
No, Dave Franco. Probably.
Dave Franco. But I want people to watch the movie, so it can't be Dave Franco.
That's true. It needs to be like Michael Cera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get on board.
Okay, so that's my 5. Your 4.
That's my 4.
My 4. Another 93 movie.
Don't say it, you son of a bitch.
Was 93 the best year for movies ever?
It's pretty good.
Because my number 4 was Son-in-Law 93?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, because my number 5, 4, 3, and 2 were all 1993.
Ooh. You about to say Tombstone?
No. I didn't watch and enjoy Tombstone until I was in college. And I've watched it quite a few times. But The Sandlot, number 4.
I was going to say, I know Sandlot's in there. Like, can I just run down movies that came out in 1993?
Can you do it after number 2?
Yes.
Before you talk about...
That would make a lot of sense.
So, my number 4, The Sandlot. You're killing me, Smalls. Like, I think...
How can I have some more? I haven't even had anything yet.
Some more.
Some more what?
Right. I mean, it's such a...
It's 93. You kidding me? I'm just going down telling these movies. My God.
Right. 93.
Killing it.
Yeah. But this movie takes place in the summer of 1962.
Yeah, it does.
Benny the Jet Rodriguez was just like every other 11-year-old boy.
He's already a fucking legend, is what he was.
Right. I mean, the Little League World Series is going on right now, which I feel like is a month too late.
No.
I think I texted you. Was it always like this time?
Yeah, always middle August.
So like these kids just aren't going to school right now?
I think when you get to be playing sports on ESPN as a 12-year-old, you get to say, fuck school.
Gotcha.
Like, we didn't come here to play school. We came here to play baseball.
Gotcha. But The Sandlot. It's a beautiful movie about baseball. Love of baseball. Little League Baseball. And the terrifying sense of old neighbors that you don't ever see because they're blind and have a big scary dog.
Have a deep voice. It doesn't. It is deeper in more full than Morgan Freeman's.
I am your father.
I wish I could talk like James Earl Jones.
Wouldn't that you'd probably get some money out of it?
Yeah, you could.
Instead, it's like, hey, my name's Garrett. Nice to meet you.
Ha ha ha. You don't sound like James Earl Jones at all. You could earn a bunch of money if you did.
Yeah, I could, but I don't. So,
okay. And then I was going to say, I don't know what all to say about The Sandlot because it's just such a feel-good movie. It's about baseball in the summertime as a kid. And
speaking of
trying chewing tobacco for the first time.
So talking about things that we didn't get the first time I watched Sandlot, they bust out Big Chief, the best, and then all those kids vomit, and I had no understanding why my parents thought that was the funniest thing I'd ever seen in their entire life.
Right.
And then the first time I put a dip in, and I ralphed all over the place, and I thought, oh, that makes a lot of sense now, actually.
Yeah.
And this is just me standing behind a shed. I can't imagine getting on the fucking Fireball with a wad of Big Chief in and not upchucking all over some girl's loafers.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine the first time you chew, you get on a fucking roller coaster.
Oh my God.
Or a tilt-a-whirl or whatever it was.
So I probably legitimately haven't put a dip in 15 years.
Since before I was 18.
Since before I was 18. And I'm pretty certain I would puke if I were to pop in a pouch right now.
Probably. We can test that out next time I'm in the office. If you haven't noticed, I'm remote. If you couldn't tell by that hiccup that we had. Unless Garrett edited that hiccup out, in which case, what hiccup?
But
you're probably editing it out because it's a minute and a half of you. What the fuck is going on?
It's me.
Disconnected. When did that happen?
Right, Don.
Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
So now I want to go to the county fair and put in just put a whole thing of Red Man in my lip and get on the tilt-a-whirl or whatever and see what happens. And then when people are angry that they got to get a power washer out to clean off my car, sorry, I just wanted to recreate my favorite scene from The Sandlot.
But yeah, try and chew for the first time, kissing the lifeguard after you pretend to drown. Wendy Peppercorn.
Oh my gosh. I saw a picture of one of our friends from high school as Wendy Peppercorn the other day. I was like, oh my God.
I did not see that.
Oh,
you'll have to show me.
You once asked her if her dad died.
Yeah.
And yeah, her dad.
Spoiler alert: her dead dad died.
Yeah, her dead dad did die, Don. Her dead dad did die. That is true.
It just we'd been drinking.
Right.
We'd been drinking, and I thought to myself, I'd never heard this. I've never seen or heard of this person.
Right. Hey, insert name here. Is your dad dead? What a great way to end the night, Don. What a great. And she
1:30 in the morning.
Right. She's very nice, and she said, "Yeah, he is, Don." Okay, night. Jesus Christ, Don.
Believe it or not, that was not a popular thing to do.
Yeah, that would. Believe it or not, yeah.
That's one of those things that you're laying in bed at night and you're you remember when you were 17 and you asked that question and then your eyes just shoot open. Have you seen that? Have you seen that meme?
Yeah. Man, I'm tired. Remember the time you asked insert name here for dad was dead? Welp. I'm not sure how we got there. Oh, Wendy Peppercorn, but she was a good Wendy. She was a good Wendy Peppercorn. My goodness gracious. But yeah.
Interesting.
Oh no, it's.
So that is my number 4.
My number 3 is a little movie. I think it came out in 1994, which I assume means it's trash. and it's sort of in the same vein. In 1995, same vein as Son-in-Law, in that it was constantly on TV. Billy Madison is my number 3.
Okay.
It was always on CMT or TBS in like the mid 2000s, and so when I worked at a TV station for a couple of years, and me and another guy, you know, we somewhat shared an office, and Billy Madison, Son-in-Law, and Happy Gilmore, no matter what time, were always on TV somewhere.
Is this the guy that we're gonna have on here one day? Maybe if you ever ask him.
No. Zach worked in radio with me. But in TV, you could constantly, on a Saturday, no matter what, you find Billy Madison on TV. And so I have seen Billy Madison at minimum 100 times. And
I've seen it a bunch.
It's still hilarious.
It's not on my list right now. It was until I got up to like 15 movies on here. And then I had to do some slim pickings.
Yeah.
Like this is one of the few times where I was like, bam, 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 bam.
Yes.
Then you really had to trim down that list.
Yes.
And I got it to 9, and I'm just going to like delete stuff as you say it out of my honorable mention. Not like you said my number 1, not doing that now, but just like tabs that I have open of Billy Madison. But I can quote almost every line from that movie.
Yeah, if you get me like started on the first line,
you know,
we're going for a while.
And there's some real wisdom in that movie. You might not think it, but
you gotta think. I
can't wait till I'm in high school like you. Stay here. Stay as long as you can.
No, I probably once a month I will give the whoa, Miss Lippy. The part of the story that I don't like is that the little boy gave up looking for Happy after an hour. He didn't put up posters or anything. He just sat there on the porch like a goon and waited. The little boy's got to think, you got a pet, you got a responsibility. If your dog gets lost, you don't look for an hour and then call it quits. You get your ass out there and you find that fucking dog.
So I think that we quoted this last week on the video games one. Their characters. Or it could have been cartridge games. I was like, I think Mortal Kombat for the Sega Genesis is the greatest video game ever. I disagree. I think Donkey Kong is the best game ever.
Yeah. No.
Would you boys like some more Sloppy Joes?
Lady, you're scaring us.
I know you like them extra sloppy.
You boys like some extra sloppy. Lady, you're scaring us. It's so stupid. You ain't cool unless you'll pee your pants.
If peeing your pants is cool, consider yourself Miles Davis. Didn't know who Miles Davis was, but I knew he was cool.
Right. I'll tell you who. It was that damn Sasquatch.
That damn Sasquatch. Who would eat 30 bag of lunches?
Yeah, I can't tell you. Like, and I don't. I like to think I don't quote movies that often, but this podcast is proving otherwise, because I will say just randomly, and I like to think it's not like I'm somewhat certain they've got just the mildest form of Tourette's, but you just bust out who would eat 30 sack lunches. I'll tell you.
So I'll do that.
I'll do that.
Like, we'll be at work and we have a fridge with a bunch of bottled water in it. Every once in a while, someone will go in there and be like, who drank and or took all of the water? I'll tell you who. It was that damn Sasquatch.
You know what's a super underrated line in that movie is
everybody on the bus. Good, great.
No, yelling on the bus. Veronica Vaughn says, we're going to start today. You know, we're going to read a short story, My Sister Fanny. And everybody laughs. And she says, cool, all right, that's enough. And then she's like, all right, open your books and reading is fun to page 69. And Billy Madison, 69. It's so fantastic.
Class, Billy is a nuisance. He will be out of here in 2 weeks.
Please open to page 69. 69.
I can't hear anything.
Because I've been a shot.
I see a lip movement, but I can't make any words. I'm deaf. Oh, Veronica Vaughn. So hot. Want to touch the hiney. Know what I found? You know how I found out what sexual assault was? Touch your boob? That's assault, brother.
That's assault, brother.
Oh, thanks, Adam Sandler for teaching an 8-year-old boy what
sexual assault is. Appreciate it. So I got Billy Madison, number 3. Very quotable.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Potent potables. My Wife the Tramp. Man, I'm glad I called that guy.
I was just gonna say, big list. People I'm going to kill. He puts lipstick on himself, and I can't remember what song he's listening to.
Yeah, I don't.
You should probably go watch Billy.
Oh, he called the shit poop. Poop
again.
Did the penguin
tell me my
business, devil woman?
Did the penguin tell you to do this? Oh, so sorry to interrupt. All right, my number 3.
Well, sorry,
is a 1993
crackers in my mouth, in my stomach now, doesn't Carl? I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Eric's pregnant. Oh, he's gonna be a soccer player. All right, so my number 3, 1993 movie.
Schindler's List.
I don't have anything to say about it other than, I have plenty of stuff to say about it, but it's Jurassic Park. And I'm going to, and would like to include The Lost World of Jurassic Park in with this, because whenever I would watch one, I would almost immediately put in the second one and watch it. Third one came out in 2001 and it wasn't good. But 93, 97, conglomerative Jurassic Park movies, they were phenomenal. Like you got to see dinosaurs, and the CGI was so good for 1993.
Yeah, no, that's
like
legit.
The CGI wasn't matched in Jurassic Park for 20 years. It feels like. I don't know what the next best CGI movie would have been.
Toy Story.
But the whole thing's a cartoon. Like, they blended the CGI so well with realism.
Oh, excuse me.
In Jurassic Park.
No, you're right though. It's legit.
Titanic, maybe, but even then, you could tell the boat was fake. But
yeah, because the real one's at the bottom of the ocean.
That's right. Jurassic Park 2, Lost World. I remember in 1997 going to the drive-ins and watching it. And a Dusk Till Dawn showing. I think we watched like 3 or 4 movies that night. But these 2 movies probably ran a big chunk of my childhood just because, and adulthood. I watch them probably once a year. And love everything about them. Just good action-packed dinosaur movie. And they have a really good rewatchability to them.
Yeah, they hold up.
The new Jurassic Worlds, not great rewatch on them.
But 1993.
But 1993.
Hell yeah.
Chop it up, and if you could put that year into my veins, that might be. I would probably be an addict.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with that information.
I think you got to figure out how to put all the movies from 93 into my veins.
I'll work on that.
Your number 2, a 1993 movie.
My number 2 is actually a 1992 movie.
Oh, okay.
Superstar Cast.
Okay.
7.7 on IMDb, which I think is criminally low.
Really? I was thinking 7.7 was good.
For this movie, no.
92.
That movie is a little ditty I like to call A Few Good Men. And I didn't watch A Few Good Men as a kid, but it is.
You can't handle the truth.
That whole scene is fucking awesome. I think Aaron Sorkin, who wrote A Few Good Men and wrote, The West Wing and The Newsroom and a bunch of other pretentious bullshit, is kind of a cock. But A Few Good Men is spectacular. And it got to be in that same, speaking of my job, in TV. I lost that job in 2012. So for about 8 months, I laid my fat ass on the couch and just watched TV. And A Few Good Men was on those like digital sub channels that like TV, the new channel 15 in Fort Wayne has like a 15.2, and they just played A Few Good Men on loop over and over and over again. So I sat and watched that every day, no matter what point of the movie it was in. Well, shit, I'm going to watch the rest of this. And I just watched it over and over and over and over and over again. And it's phenomenal. You got your Tom Cruise and your Jack Nicholson and your Kevin Bacon and your Kiefer Sutherland and Demi Moore and Kevin Pollak. And that's pretty much where the kind of like big Nick Cuba Gooding Jr., I guess, is in that movie too. But it's so well acted, so well written, so well shot, so well directed. It's, to me, a masterpiece. 7.7 is criminally low, and I will fight anybody who thinks otherwise.
Got something to say about A Few Good Men.
Okay.
You might not like it.
All right.
I haven't seen the whole thing in one sitting. I think I can
understand that.
It. It's a court case about whether or not he gets dishonorably discharged.
It's a court case about...
Was it about, like, somebody setting off the alarm or not?
No, so they...
Oh, was it rape?
There was a fuck up in their unit.
That's the general's daughter.
And so there's a dude that's a fuck up in their unit, and so to mess with him, they kind of like to fuck with the fuck up. They fuck with him, and he ends up dying, and that's a problem generally. And
yeah.
Did you order the code right? You're goddamn right, I did. Oh shit! The entire time you're like trying to figure out what really happened, and then he's just like, "Yep, that was me, motherfucker." And then he doesn't understand that, like, that's a problem, bro. That Colonel Jessup is not understanding what he just admitted to.
So, yeah, I have seen some of that. I was kind of confusing the general's daughter, which is another like military court
lawyer case.
Yeah, where the general's daughter, I think, was like raped and murdered on an army base, and they have to find out why. But that one has John Travolta in it.
Yeah, that's not Jack Nicholson at all.
That's not Jack Nicholson or Tom Cruise.
Cruise, that's correct.
No, I know that my mom really likes A Few Good Men, so.
Because she's got great taste in movies.
She does have pretty good taste in movies. She's a little too obsessed with the Alien franchise for me, but...
I get that. That makes sense.
But that's her wheelhouse, like the 70s, 80s, like that's...
That's the goods.
Right. So, I mean, much like yours, this one is a 1993 movie. Yours was 92, mine was 93.
Yep.
This is criminally underrated as 7.1. Probably worth a 7.3 or a 7.5. Also a very serious movie. But I did watch this one as a kid. Not once I don't even know the last time I watched it. Probably been 15 years or better. But it's a very serious, very highly touted movie. Won an Oscar for Best Makeup. Do you have any idea what it is?
Coneheads?
Miss Doubtfire.
Okay.
Mrs. Doubtfire stars Robin Williams and Sally Field, but really it stars Robin Williams. Where he was like I don't want to say that he was a neglectful father.
Well, you should, because that's what he was.
Was he?
Yeah,
like I said, I don't know that I've watched it as an adult, but he was very career oriented. And then his wife fucking up and leaves him. So his life falls to shambles, and his wife comes up. He's got like 3 kids with his wife. His wife comes up to him. She's like, I'm getting a nanny. And so Robin Williams, who I think like his TV show that he was on got cut after his wife left him, whatever might have happened, decides that he's going to go up to his friend and have him do his makeup and turn him into a woman. So they turn him into this old lady, and he gets the nanny job for his kids. So the 15 years before this movie, he just didn't want anything to do with his kids. And then all of a sudden,
I think
he's
the
their
kids
nanny.
are like, I think the oldest kid is like 8. Because like Matilda's in that movie, and
she's the youngest.
Right. Is she?
Yes. Like if we look at the actual age, 13 is how old, like 12 years oldish when the movie was filmed.
Okay.
Is how old the son was.
All right.
It was probably like 12, 9, and 6 or something. Just completely guessing. But yeah, so he dresses up in drag as an old lady and spends all this time with his kid while he's like lying to his wife and violating court rulings about seeing his children and being near them. It's very endearing.
Yeah, I love the YouTube video where they turn it into a horror movie. The trailer, turn the trailer into a horror movie instead of a comedy.
Like Forrest Gump as a horror movie is also phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay.
When TMC
I'll raise the AIDS, baby.
When TMC got the rights to those movies, or
not
TMC,
AMC.
When they got the rights to those movies and made like those horror movie trailers, they were phenomenal.
They really were.
Pierce Brosnan's in this movie.
Yeah, he is.
And like gets bullied by Robin Williams essentially.
Yeah.
And Sally Field chooses Robin Williams over Pierce Brosnan for some ungodly reason.
Right. I was going to say, that's how you know it's a movie.
And Pierce Brosnan's like, oh, this girl that I knew in high school has 3 kids now and is in the middle of a divorce. That sounds like someone that I should go for.
No, thank you. Yeah, 7.1's a little low there. I think that's low.
So that is my number 2. And I think, do we do sponsors?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think let's sponsors. Do that. We'll do our abortion pills. We'll come back. We'll do our honorable mentions. And our number
Garrett's got to read off some 93 movies.
I do.
I'm out of 93 movies. So
all right.
You can read off the fire.
We'll do them when we come back here on the Rankum Podcast. Nope, wrong one. All right, sponsors. Hell yeah.
What a lovely sponsor.
Hell yeah. When I say sponsor, you say yep. Sponsor.
Yep.
Sponsor.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So movies, 1993.
Hell of a year.
Talk about bangers. You got Dazed and Confused, Hocus Pocus, Tombstone, The Program,
Ooh.
Menace to Society, Gettysburg, A Bronx Tale, Rudy. Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Nice.
We're Back, A Dinosaur Story. Great cartoon. I love that movie.
Yep.
Rookie of the Year.
Damn.
Coneheads. Weekend at Bernie's. There was a couple more down here somewhere.
Along with the ones that I've listed.
The Sandlot. Nightmare Before Christmas. The Secret Garden. The Nutcracker. Homeward Bound.
Okay, so
Dennis
I
the
had
Menace.
Homeward Bound on a honorable mention list.
Rudy, Schindler's List. Searching for Bobby Fischer. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? 93 slaps, bro. Cool
Best
Runnings.
year
Cool Runnings. 93.
Oh,
Dang.
Well, this is stupid. I Googled, what's the best year in cinema history? 1939 is widely considered to be, okay, well, that's because...
Fuck the Wizard of Oz.
So this one says 99. Fight Club. Being John Malkovich.
Okay, they got
Eyes Wide Shut. Office Space.
Varsity Blues.
Austin Powers, Toy Story,
Sleepy Hollow, Cruel Intentions,
Star Wars Episode 1,
Big Daddy, American Pie, Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, She's All That,
Blair Witch Project.
You know what? I actually hate the Blair Witch Project like a lot.
Never seen it. The Matrix, Sixth Sense.
I genuinely would not recommend the Blair Witch Project. It just pisses you off.
American Pie.
Yeah, no, there's some
99 was good, but I don't know that it's better than 93.
I don't think it is. For Love of the Game. Great movie. American Beauty. All right.
So
you got
also on my honorable mention, I got a movie from 1988 here. Dan Aykroyd, John Candy. It's The Great Outdoors. It's a movie that we watched a bunch as a kid. One that everyone in my family said it or give the little thumbs up to the messages. We watched it a bunch. It's a fairly funny movie. I've got Oh Brother Where Art Thou on here. It's the only movie I have from the 2000s.
That's a good call.
And it's a 2000 movie. I don't think I watched it until we were in high school. Well, we sang
Man of Constant Sorrow.
We sang Man of Constant Sorrow our senior year.
Yep.
And we'd seen the movie before that.
No, I saw the movie. It's one of my parents' favorite movies.
I'd seen it I'd seen it 04-ish. So probably back then when it actually came out on DVD and stuff. Because I remember watching it in Missouri. 7.7 on IMDb. Maybe a little underrated, but
low.
probably about right because they rushed the hell out of the ending of it. It's hey, we made this 2-hour-long movie and nothing's happened in nothing story-wise has really happened in the first hour and 10 minutes of this movie. We need to wrap it up.
But it's basically just
everything about it is phenomenal.
It's the Odyssey, the old Greek.
Yeah,
it's the Odyssey. So part of that is just we're being true to source material here, where they just fuck around forever, and then oh, by the way, this is what happens.
And if they'd have just stayed on that train cart, they'd have made it to 10. Actually, they've made better time than that train car did. Because at the end of the movie, that little hand cart goes through the town.
Right.
But they wouldn't have made it in time to save that valley from getting flooded.
No, they wouldn't.
Oh, they didn't save it, but he got his wedding ring.
From that roll
and some dapper.
Yes. No, that's not my ring. That's not my ring.
And some Dapper Dan.
I don't want pop. God damn it! I'm a Dapper Dan man. Is something I say probably once every 2 months or so. I don't want fuck. God damn it! I'm a Dapper Dan man.
In constant sorrow. That slaps.
It does. It's a good song. Good tune.
Did they make that song for the movie?
Yes.
Or okay. My last honorable mention that I have on here is South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. 99 movie. The only reason, I've watched it a bunch. I watched this before I watched the show South Park because I wasn't allowed to watch the show South Park.
So wait, can we go back?
Uh-huh.
Do you mean did they write the song I Am a Man of Constant Sorrow for the movie? Because no.
That is what I asked.
Okay. Well, I thought you meant did they... no.
I gotcha. So it was already an existing song that they used?
Yeah. It's an old-ass song. I thought it was more did they do, that song and then, put it in the movie, but then also, use it on, the radio and stuff it's not George Clooney singing.
Right. Right.
No, it's an old-ass song. I think Bob Dylan or somebody sang it back in the day. But
the remake is much better.
I've never heard the. I think it's from even way before that. It's a period specific song that would work in that movie.
Let's see. I'm in the jailhouse.
That's a great fucking song. I love it. In the jailhouse now.
Well, so's the other one.
That soundtrack slaps.
1913 was when that song was published.
In the Jailhouse now, or
no, Man of Constant Sorrow.
Oh, gotcha.
Released in 27. But yeah, In the Jailhouse Now is good, and then down
Big
down to the river.
Well, that whole I'll Fly Away by Alison Krauss is on that album. There's a version of You Are My Sunshine.
Well, Alison Krauss also sings Down to the River to Pray.
Yeah, no, it's that whole
Down.
Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. Great album. Great album. Great soundtrack. I'll let you continue now.
Yeah, so South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. I mean, I probably caught a couple episodes here or there, but when we would go to like our little vacation cabin that we had on a lake, there was a video rental place. We would go there probably every night that we were there. We were there for like Friday and Saturday night. Well, we'd go there on Friday and Saturday to rent movies. And I would rent South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut because Mom didn't know that it was an R-rated movie.
She just thought it was a cartoon.
It was a cartoon.
Right.
And then we would go to rent another movie and I'd return it and walk around the movie store for, 20 minutes or whatever till Mom said it was time to go. And if I didn't find a movie that I wanted to watch, I would rent South Park, Bigger and Longer, and Uncut for the second time in a row and sing the very inappropriate songs that were on there, which won an Oscar for Best Original Song. Was Blame Canada, actually.
I was going to say, is it Blame Canada or Kyle's Mom's a Bitch? Or,
it's not Uncle Fucker either.
I would say Uncle Fucker. I quote Uncle Fucker pretty regularly.
You're a boner-biting bastard, Uncle Fucker.
You don't eat or sleep or mow the lawn. You just fuck your uncle.
Just fuck your uncle all day long.
Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker.
We're ready to commence Operation Human Shield. Have you ever heard of the Emancipation Proclamation? I don't listen to hip-hop.
It's such a perfect response. It's so fantastic. I don't listen to hip-hop.
Like, I didn't know 1999, 2000, 11 years old. I don't really know that I knew what the Emancipation Proclamation was at that point.
Okay, yeah.
At 10 or 11, I think you're just kind of starting to learn that stuff. But as you grow up and you figure out what is going on.
You get more context going on there. It's like, oh, God, that's horrendous. I don't listen to hip-hop. Oh, boy. All right.
The whole army is going to get behind the 2nd Division. The 2nd Division will be experiencing massive casualties, but you will do it because that is what the rest of the army needs.
Operation Get Behind the Darkies. Like, oh, God. Yeah. Oh, God. It's so horrible.
Did you see that they did, I don't know if it's like a 25th anniversary, like
concert.
Matt and Trey did a concert. That would have been amazing to go to.
At Red Rocks. Like, that's insane. That's a big deal. So anything else on your honorable
Well, they
mentions?
got like 2 people from Rush to come out and play with them.
Yeah, they did.
But that's really all I've got on my honorable mention. I had more that I think that I've said. That was also there.
All right. So
I could go forever.
What is your number? Your number one is not a 2000s movie, correct?
No, it's not.
Okay. So my honorable mention, I've got 3. Happy Gilmore is in the similar vein of Billy Madison. I've just seen it a million times. Of like,
phenomenal.
Happy Gilmore accomplished that feat no less than an hour ago.
What did
I don't know what you said. Was that? It was a TikTok.
I think it was a TikTok where like Justin Thomas takes like a minute and a half with his caddy.
His caddy's like, please don't do this.
Don't do this shot.
He's like,
and he goes, I'm gonna do it. He hits the shot. He's like, I'm not gonna
do this. I'm gonna hit it in the water. And he's like, yeah. So
he's like, well, the chance of me hitting in this water is super slim. I'm probably not going to do it. Well, he hits this shot. It goes right in the water. So I sent this TikTok to a couple people, and I just
that's on me.
I sent the TikTok to a couple people and I was like, I accomplished this feat little more than an hour ago. And in like 10 seconds, because I just walked up and hit the shot and didn't think about it.
Didn't spend 2 minutes talking to your caddy about whether you should do it or not. Caddy's like, please don't. And he's like, it'll be on me if I do. Hit it in the water. Kerplop, right in the fucking drink. So Happy Gilmore is on my list. And then I have 2 movies that I really like. They should be in my top 5, but they're not. So they shouldn't. I don't know how that works. One is 8 Seconds. I don't know if you've ever seen 8 Seconds.
Bull riding?
Bull riding movie. I don't know how many kids in Western Ohio are named Lane because Lane Frost was a badass in 8 Seconds. Came out in 1994. 6.5 on IMDb, which seems about right. But 8 Seconds, my grandma had like 2 VHS tapes.
Someone die in that movie?
Yeah, Lane Frost dies in that movie.
Okay. And then his friend rides the bull that killed him?
Yep. Probably fucks
Spoiler
his wife
alert.
too. Probably fucks his wife too.
Oh, there's no probably. He fucked his wife in the parking lot after that event.
The movie's 30 years old almost, so I don't know that spoiler alerts really. Like, if you haven't seen 8 Seconds by now, that's on you. But my grandma
It's like not having watched Roadhouse.
My grandma had 2 VHS tapes that weren't John Wayne movies, and 8 Seconds was one of them, and my number 1 was the other one. So,
Is this the Muppets?
No. And then my last honorable mention is Superbad.
Oh,
I've watched Superbad an obscene amount of times.
and we were in the wheelhouse for that movie because we were juniors in high school when it came out. So it was. Let me get a look at those warlocks. I couldn't handle your gigantic cock without your massive bottle of lube.
Spermicidal lube. Yeah, I legitimately, I think I saw Superbad in theaters 3 times.
I think I saw it twice.
It is. We talked about, I guess, to show how the sausage is made. We talked about like coming of age movies. We do that instead. Superbad would be in my top 5. No questions asked. It's hilarious, super quotable, great story, super relatable, well made, well acted.
Have you seen like the table reading for the script?
No.
It's just everybody fucking dying laughing. Because
sure
somebody, one of the brothers, who were the directors?
The director's Greg Mottala is his name. I
think. Writers?
Seth
Who
Rogen.
are the writers?
Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg wrote the movie. So Seth and Evan, they're the main characters. Jonah Hill is Seth. Michael Cera is Evan.
Who is?
You mean the cops?
Is it?
Bill Hader and
Hold
Seth
on,
Rogen.
Bill Hader.
The police officers.
Hold on. Superbad. Let me see if it's like the producers. Greg Matella, Seth Rogen. But I think it might have been like Seth Rogen. Whoever it was, like during the table read, would like explain what was going on to the
actors.
Yeah, it's like he would set the scene. And whenever he would set the scene, like hearing him being like, oh, Evan looks down, or Seth looks down and notices a giant period stain on his leg. But the way he would explain it, everybody at the thing would start cracking up. But the table read is actually very good. And I think there's like a highlight of the table read for it I've watched.
I'll have to watch that because that would be in my wheelhouse. So Superbad, 8 Seconds, Happy Gilmore, my honorable mention.
I'm glad you brought that up because I haven't thought about, like, I quote Superbad constantly, but I don't think
funny
about
thing about
Superbad.
my back is, Jules, it's located on my dick. I don't know. Like, I think every time I either
Can I help you? It's 3:30.
I think every time I get off the phone with you or leave, like I'll be like, "Hey, enjoy your remaining years." I will enjoy fucking.
Have
Jules.
fun, fucking Jules.
Enjoy fucking Jules. I will. Oh, so Superbad, fantastic movie. I've seen it a lot.
Yeah.
All right, we at number 1s now.
Number 1's the other VHS at your grandma's house. What year?
It's 1971.
Okay. You got the Wizard of Oz on there?
No.
All right.
It's Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
As soon as I actually thought about it, I knew exactly what it was.
Like, you're like, how many fucking movies do I know from the early 1970s? Gene Wilder is a god to me because Willy Wonka is so unbelievably good. And like, you know how whoever created something, you're like, oh, well, he's the creator of GIF. I think he would be the one to know whether he pronounced it right or not. No, because Roald Dahl wrote the book Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and he hates this fucking movie. Like, he hated, because he's dead, hated this fucking movie. That's how you know, like, you don't own what you made. Because if you think Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory sucks, I hope bad things happen to your family. Like, I hope you. I don't want to go into details what I hope happens to
Was this like, I think this was on like you and Zach's movie musicals, maybe?
Yeah. Because it's a fucking banger. It's just filled with bops. Candyman can't. Are you fucking kidding me? Who can take a sunrise? It's fantastic. Fantastic fucking movie. And it still holds up today, like, no question. You pop VHS in, which would be increasingly difficult to do, and watch that bitch today. Yeah. It's so good. God damn it, it's a great movie. And I've seen it, no joke, 150, 200 times. I love it.
I've seen it twice, maybe.
You're missing out. You got to get on that.
I mean, I feel like I've seen it.
Nope. Kevin Bacon was not in Footloose.
So yeah, Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka, fantastic.
We can all agree that Grandpa Joe's a piece of shit.
Yep, 100%. Fuck you, Grandpa Joe.
That's just my mandatory. I was going to call it Uncle Joe slander, but it's not slander if it's factual.
Oh, no. It's if your daughter, if she ever says the sentence, cabbage water and a fresh loaf of bread, we'll have a real banquet. Like, and your fucking ass is just laying in that bed for 20 goddamn years, but the second you find out you get some free fucking chocolate, you're just going to do the little hoop-de-hoop. Get the fuck out of here, Grandpa Joe. Asshole.
So yeah,
fucking dick.
Grandpa Joe, real life story of Grandpa Joe being a piece of shit. Number one. My number one, probably, I don't know if it's my most quoted movie. It would be up there. 1994. Criminally underrated, but it's a comedy starring Jim Carrey. It's a 6.9. It's an Ace Ventura Pet Detective.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore this movie. It's James Bond if James Bond was a comedy and about pets. So it's not James Bond at all. But I have the trailer pulled up here because I watched the trailer before this because I love the movie that much. And in the trailer, I paused it on the word James Bond. So that's why I said that.
It's a lot like James Bond if
James Bond wasn't really about James Bond. So yeah, Ace Ventura is a pet detective in Miami. And if you think to yourself, Don, what's a pet detective? Well, he finds animals that have gone missing and rescues them and really just steals other people's pets that are mistreating them. But he gets hired because it's the week before the Super Bowl and somebody has stolen Snowflake from the Miami Dolphins, which is their mascot. And he goes on an adventure to find out who stole Snowflake, and the cops aren't doing anything about it. But he's got to find Snowflake, and it leads him all over. I don't know if it's the country or not. I don't know where Ray Finkel's from. Probably in Florida. But I do know that he is from Psychoville, and Finkel's the mayor.
Well, also, Finkel is Einhorn.
Finkel is Einhorn.
Einhorn is Finkel.
Einhorn is a man.
Ugh.
Your gun is sticking into my hip.
Like Dan Marino's in that movie. Like,
yeah,
like this is peak Dan Marino. Like it would be like getting like Patrick Mahomes being the star of your movie today. Like,
right?
His Kermit the Frog looking fucking voice.
His voice has gotten a lot better.
Ugh.
I wonder if he's gotten like voice training.
Probably.
Or if he just like doesn't have a cold that he had that one day during that one interview. Yes. The first time anybody heard him talk.
Fucking Kermit the Frog ass.
Jim Carrey, Courtney Cox, Sean Young, who plays the Einhorn, Tone Loc, Dan Marino.
Tone Loc also in Blank Check. Fantastic movie.
I like Blank Check.
Dan Marino.
Richie Rich, I didn't have in my honorable mention, but Blank Check made me think of that for whatever reason.
I like Richie Rich.
Richie Rich is an underrated Macaulay Culkin movie.
That's a sentence you just said out loud. I would say every Macaulay Culkin movie is appropriately rated. My boyfriend Mac.
Well, no, like I'm saying that it's rated good. It's rated fairly for being a movie, but it's underrated. It's not talked enough about being a Macaulay Culkin movie.
That's fair.
Yeah, very quotable, but very niche. Like you can't just go anywhere and quote Ace Ventura.
No. Yeah. Of course, you can't go anywhere and quote fucking Son-in-Law or Super Troopers probably either.
You could probably get away with Super Troopers. Only can't really whip that out in a public setting.
No,
you can do like a glove though, and every once in a while somebody will understand the reference.
They'll give you that approving nod. Yeah.
So I've got Ace Ventura at number 1. I watched it a bunch.
I dig it.
Oh. We're done.
Yeah, we're done. Don, I'm tired.
And it's only 10:14 p.m.
And we just disconnected a little bit ago, and you didn't even notice. So
I did notice. I texted you about it.
No. We disconnected literally during your Ace Ventura talk, and when I connected back again, there you were talking. So
I was still just talking. People aren't going to know what I have to talk about Ace Ventura.
I literally.
If you want to know more about it,
call me.
Hit me up on Twitter at Donnie_G.
I literally said, "Are you there?" And you were like, "You can bust out like a glove." And I was like, "Oh, Don's still fucking talking. All right."
Need to get your Ethernet run to your computer.
Yeah, we'll work on that. So Don is on Twitter at Donnie_G. Like he said, hit him up if you want to know his thoughts on Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. I am at Garrett Seawright. You can find the podcast, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Rankin Podcast. And we'll catch you next time right here. We'll see you.
Bye.